Hey guys. Hi. Welcome back to my channel. Um Today I'm going to be talking about student loans. Student loans. Um so we're going to start with a couple of questions. These questions are going to determine where we're going. So let's go. The first question is, do you want to pay off your student loans? Let's be honest, some people don't really plan on finish paying their student loans, and that's fine. But I think that's a question you need to honestly answer for yourself. Do you really want to get it paid off, or is there a program where, after a couple of years, it's going to be forgiven? Do you have those options? And if you do have those options, do you want to wait for those options, or do you want to go ahead and pay off your student loans anyways? So, this first question, if your answer is yes, then let's move on to the next question. Do you have the source of income to pay off your student loans? If the answer is no, then that means we want to start talking about deferment or interest, no, not interest, income repayment programs. So you have to talk to your loan processing company about what your options are in regards to waiting to pay off your loans later. Okay, so after that question has been answered, if you do have a source of income, let's go. The next question is, what percentage of your income are you willing to sacrifice for your goal? When you decide that, whether it's 10, 15, 20% of your income you're willing to sacrifice, what's that number? Okay, when you have that number, then I can answer the question about when do you want to pay it off by? You want to pay it off in a year? You want to pay it off in 2 years? You want to pay it off in 3 years? When do you want to pay it off by? Put that down. So when you have that down, then go back to question 3. Can based on what you based on the 10% or 20% you're willing to sacrifice, would your date be achieved? Would you be able to pay it off in 2 years if you want to pay $50 every month? Would you be able to pay it off in 4 years if you want to pay $1,000 every month? What is it for you? So when you answer that question and you see that yes, you can achieve it by the time that you've put in place, go for it. If you cannot achieve it by the time you've put in place, one of two things has to happen. You have to either extend your dates of when you want to get your loans done with, or you want to increase how much you want to put into your loans. So those are two things. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else can you sacrifice to get your loans done faster, or or if you don't want to do it faster, what else can you do to draw the dates farther away? So you can get a second job, or how bad do you want it really? I think that's the long and short of the story. How bad do you want it? And you don't have to want it bad, but if you do want it bad, you're gonna have to work for it. So the 5 tips I have is to prioritize your loans. I prioritize my loans. I wanted to get rid of my loans as quickly as possible, and so I prioritized it. And I did. I got rid of my loans. So my little financial story. I went to a community college for 2 years, so I was able to save up some money. Then I transferred to a 4-year college, U of I, U of I. So I transferred there for another 2.5 years, and I came up with about $20,000 in loans. I wanted to really, really get rid of my loans as quickly as possible, but my first year I wasn't able to do it because I wasn't working. There was no source of income, and so there was no way I could pay off my loans without income coming in. And so I called and asked for an income repayment program, whatever. And in that program, it means that you're basically going to be charged based on how much you earn. But I wasn't earning anything, so because I was earning zero, I was charged zero. So basically, I didn't have to pay for that year. And then when I started working, then I started paying off my loans. During the time that I paid off my loans, I was earning an average. So I paid off my $20,000 loan in 2 years, and around that time I was earning an average of 17 an hour. So just approximately 17 an hour. I think it's important to know, how much people are earning to pay off their loans, because it kind of gives an idea, you know, it gives you an idea of how you can work with yours. So I prioritized paying off my loans, and then I sacrificed. I think that was my second tip. Let's see. Yes, I sacrificed. What did I sacrifice? I sacrificed buying food at work. It costs you can spend about $10 a day on lunch and breakfast or just lunch, and $10 a day would add up to $50 a week and would add up to $200 a month. That's a lot of money. So I cut that off. I try to eat maybe like once a week or something, but outside of that, I took food from the house. I cooked from home, and spent just little or no money on like extra things. So what else? Ooh, I wasn't dressing fancy. You guys could probably tell that I'm not a. That's a lie. I dress nice when I want to dress nice, but it's not. I don't have like collection of clothing or whatever. When the time comes, we will slay. But until then, you got to make things happen. Like loans got to be paid, and so that I had to sacrifice a lot of shopping. No, that wasn't gonna work. I had to sacrifice a lot of eating out. Party here, party there. Nah, I had to cut my coat according to my size. What else? Ooh, okay. The one thing I did not sacrifice was traveling. I traveled. I did about maybe 5 trips around this time. I think I would have been able to pay off my loans in a year and a half or a year if I had not been traveling. I would have saved up something. But I wanted to travel. I wanted to enjoy my period. I was not in any. I was in a rush, but not in that much of a rush that I wasn't gonna enjoy my life. So I traveled. So what else? Oh, okay. So the biggest was that I was staying with my sister. I still stay with my sister. I was staying with my sister during the time I paid off these loans. That saved a lot of money to that saved about $600, $800 because to get an apartment in Chicago and then furnish the apartment and do all of those fancy things requires money, and I just chose to not do that during those 2 years because paying off my loans was more of a priority to me than getting an apartment. I would have loved to get an apartment. It's nice, it's a nice thing, but for those years I needed to sacrifice that because I wanted to get my loans paid off. So what was my third? Oh yeah, and then so the next tip is to plan it. The first one was to prioritize. Second is to be willing to sacrifice. The third one is to plan it. You have to budget. Um, do you want to pay the one with the high interest first, or do you want to pay the one with the low interest first? Do you want to pay the one with the small loan first, like in regards to the principal itself, or do you want to pay the one with the largest first? So I kind of did a little bit of it, just depended on how I felt. Sometimes I'll pay just this, pay for high interest, pay for low interest. But I think I ended up sticking to one, and that was the high interest. Oh no, I said to pay the one with the lowest principal. I was paying off the one with the 200. No, I didn't have any $200. The one with the 1,000, the 2,000, 3,000. So I started paying off the ones with the smaller principal first, and then I finished. So be disciplined. You have to be disciplined. Stick to a plan. I had a plan. I've fluctuated left and right. There were times I was paying. I started with 600, and then I was paying 400 per month, and then I was paying 800 per month, and then the last 6 months of me getting them done, I was just so done with it. I'm like, this has to be done, and so I started paying about. What did I start paying? I think I started paying like 1,200. So and that helped, in getting it done fast. But then the last one is get back up. Life happens. There are times when you would not be able to make your payment. There will be times where you would not pay what you expected to pay. There are times where you're gonna get off track, and your plan is like up in the air. Like, oh my gosh, I was gonna do this, I didn't do this, but it's not an excuse to just give up. Let's get back on it. Let's redo all of this. Let's reprioritize. Let's replan. Let's look at what we want to sacrifice again. Let's go back to the points and figure out, okay, now this is my new goal. This is my new date. Let's do it. But yeah, like I said earlier, this is a priority for everybody. But I'm talking to those who this is a priority for, to just tell you that I did it, so you can do it. The average student loan is about I think it's about $35,000 for bachelors. I only have a bachelor's. I don't have a master's. I don't have a master's degree yet. I'm not sure if I'm getting a master's degree yet. We'll see how that goes. But I think through the process of even paying this 20K, which is probably nothing to a lot of people, in comparison to what they probably owe. I think it just showed me that it's possible when you plan, when you prioritize, when you're disciplined, and when you really want it. It's just how bad you want it. So yeah, I just thought I should share what I learned through paying my student loans off with you guys, and I hope it's helpful for somebody. You can do it, really, you can. In whatever loan it is, just have a time. Do I want to be super strict? Do I want to be middle strict? Do I want to be not strict? I think I was middle. I was strict, but I also did stuff once in a while. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching and have a lovely day.